Good evening. Friday the 14th, I believe. Around 5 minutes to 8. We'll talk a little boxing. See what we come up with. Right. And let me get the live feed up on YouTube and all that good thingamy jiggamy. Right. Off and on, off and on and on. Let's go to content. Spark it up, son. Spark it up. Okay, this is all good. It's all good. It's all good. So what we really want to know is Clarissa smoking the good thing? You get the good thing? The Michigan Commission seemed to think you were smoking the good thing. Drug test came back positive, reportedly for trace amounts of marijuana. This is pre-fight. She beat an opponent by the name of Daniel Perkins to become undisputed champion. Clarissa's 29. Her opponent, 42-year-old, very tall. Took a bit of a beating, actually. Took a bit of a beating, in all truth. Like it could be secondhand smoke. Could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be. This was pre-fight. Maybe she was around Pat. I mean, and he had some of his homies, or maybe Pat was smoking. You mean? You know, there's lots of fighters who smoke weed, in it. There's loads. There's loads of them. Loads of them smoke weed. Loads of them smoke weed. Victor Conte, important notice to boxing at Clarissa Shields, did not test positive for a PED after a recent fight in Michigan. Clarissa had not smoked marijuana. However, the commission did a mouth swab test after the fight. There seems to be a number of issues that exist with the Michigan. Okay, now it's going to go into Twitter, I guess, to complete the rest of the message. Right. Most credible anti-doping entities do not consider marijuana to be a PED. VADA found no PEDs in Clarissa's blood and urine samples. The Nevada Commission, the UFC, and other commissions do not consider marijuana a PED. The amount found in her mouth swab was 3.4 ng/ml, or parts per billion. This is an ultra trace amount that likely would have come from secondhand smoke in the arena. What, they were smoking weed in the arena? I didn't believe they could smoke in them buildings. Who was smoking in the building? What buildings can you smoke in like that? 2026. Maybe it's a bit different in America. There were also other irregularities that occurred in the testing procedure. The world of boxing needs to clearly understand that Clarissa is a clean boxer and always has been. More information about this rather unusual case will be coming available soon. Now, the question is how does Victor know what she smoked from what she did? Yeah, I sleep with her. What is going on? And the last thing Clarissa needs is this guy as a character bloody witness. You know what I mean? It's not helpful at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Victor Conte coming to your defense in your time of need. Not necessarily a good thing. Just saying, Vic. Maybe you should have thought that one out. You're not the best character witness. You're not the best. Smith and West says testing fighters for weed is Arogius, if that's how you pronounce that word. Arogius. Raymond Hills, big up, Mr. Beats. Release that tune, brother. Yeah. Big up, Saeed. Evening and God bless Beats. Hit like, coming in, people. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Hit the like if you can. Hit the like. Hit the like. Yeah. Well, for now, a lot of people have asked for a longer version, but for now, it's just going to be the intro. It's just going to be the intro for now. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's time, or if it's ever time, you know what I mean? Like not being funny, like big up side, he contributes. You know what I mean? He puts in the super chat. Like so you guys are helping to spread the vibes. I'm not pushing just to do everything. I would put more lengthy versions of the instrumentals. I would do all that, but why should I? Why should I push any further than what I'm doing right now? I'm doing more than enough. More than enough. You know what I mean? More than enough. More than enough. Wow. Okay. So Clarissa is in a spot of bother there, really, isn't it? A spot of bother. Like Clarissa's talking about lawsuits, which he's not going to do because, like, I mean, you're going to end up spending a grip legal fees, and you're probably not going to get your way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Big up Saeed. Big up Saeed. All right. Let's get the feed up. Well, at least it's not, some pen. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Povetkin type charges. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? She probably did bun something. You know what I mean? Like Clarissa looks like she's in a circle where people would do something like that, smoke weed or her herself and smoke it. Yeah, man. Right. What is that? What's he using results? Keyshawn Davis. He could be in a tough fight tonight, man. He really could be in a tough fight. Alexander Usyk versus Alex Pereira crossover super fight. Just got one step closer to reality after the cat called for a showdown opposite the UFC light heavyweight champ. What is that? UFC CEO is not a fan of stupid crossover fights that pit MMA champions against boxing title holders, which may come as a surprise when you consider the Las Vegas fight bust was one of the driving forces behind Conor McGregor's weasel infested showdown against Floyd Mayweather back in 2017. Okay, he'll make an exception for light heavyweight kingpin Alexander Usyk. Okay, Usyk called him out. All right. I'd have to hear that from Usyk himself. I mean, this is predominantly an MMA site, so they can be saying anything. I don't know what to do with that one. What? He's not calling him out to boxing. Is he calling out to compete with him in MMA? He's not going to call him out to boxing because that guy wouldn't have no chance. Yeah, I agree with Paulie, man. Let's see some of his talking points. What are some of Paulie's talking points? All we do is get the money. Dealing with the gangster. Yes. Paulie Malignaggi picks Dennis Berinchyk. Oh no. This is picks. Dennis Berinchyk will show whether Keyshawn is the real deal. I believe that as well. It's a very tough fight, actually. Um, what's cool? What's Paulie's deal? I don't want to see the comments. I'm pretty excited about Berinchyk Davis. Davis looks like a sure thing when you watch him. He looks very, very good. And Berinchyk, though not always pleasing on the eye, is a tough guy. Yeah, he is very tough. And yeah, he's a tough guy to look good against. He can be awkward, make a fight physical, throw off his opponent's timing. When Davis isn't sharing the ring with a textbook fighter, he can struggle. On paper, it looks like Davis should win and take the WBO lightweight title. But if he does, I'll be impressed. Most seem to be expecting him to win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. World titles typically aren't that easy to win. Okay. Obviously, he represented the US in the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, Davis. 25, he's fighting for the title at the right time. Hasn't had that many fights, has he? He looked really good last time out, but I believe Berinchyk is a different kettle of fish from the Argentinian. Forgot his name now. Berinchyk, he comes from the golden generation of Ukrainian Olympians. He's 36, but he's the least talked about of the generation. So he's always had to fight for respect, and he's had to continue fighting for respect since winning his title in 2024. Victory over an opponent with a profile of Davis. There are so many expectations around Davis. Would do so much to legitimize Berinchyk's achievements. So if Davis is able to dominate at the theatre, says Paulie, it would prove so much and answer the last questions I have about him. It's that tough a fight. It's important for top rank, says Paulie, that David succeeds. As promoters, they're very good, perhaps the best at timing. Well, I tell you what, man. Tank Davis has got 2 more fights than the likes of. Actually, and they were rivals in the amateurs. Keyshawn and Andy Cruz are breathing. What do I mean? They're breathing on his neck now, man. At this point, breathing down his neck. So, if he wins good, that'll be another opponent they'll be asking Tank to fight. Okay, Abdul Mason, he's on the undercard. Jared Anderson. Hey, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. But Keyshawn should get it done. He should get it done. Berinchyk ain't one to sleep on, though. Definitely one to sleep on. Toby Bartlett, big yourself up. Said, he says no biggie about Clarissa. But she won't get any benefit of the doubt because she's a disliked personality, brilliant boxer, but PR hinders her. Well, benefit of the doubt, it's just speculation amongst people. It's about like getting back in the ring and being able to continue your legacy and make money. You know what I mean? I don't know what the penalties are for marijuana in Michigan with the commission. Big up Bruce Gass. What's up? I'm not putting it out in the realms of possibility that she smoked it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Lots of people, not just boxers, indulge. Always have done, always will. All right, so Oscar Duarte and Miguel Madueno make weight for the Anaheim DAZN card. Right, DAZN going to be busy again tomorrow. Jack Catterall, Barboza, UK time. Then make your way over to Duarte Madueno. Okay. Yeah, Catterall and Barboza made weight. Barboza looking shredded and ready. Yeah, man. See, the UK right now, it's just like gonna roll in it, like just press conferences everywhere, man. Like you had the heavy impact card, Dillian versus Joyce, Riakporhe, Coley, Adelaide versus TKV, that was announced. Then Ben Whittaker versus Cameron, and obviously you got Catterall and Barboza, just press conferences every second, and over in America too. You got, you mean you got obviously the big card tomorrow, tonight actually, Keyshawn. The boxing is very busy right now, man. Alfredo Santiago and Nesta Bravo added to Subriel Matias, Gabriel Valenzuela. That's a very exciting match. Oh, he's challenging Valenzuela for that trinket at 140. That's interesting. That should be a good fight. Dalton Smith has been named the mandatory to take on the winner of Alberto Puello, Sandor Martin. Yeah. So they're gonna have Dalton have another run out, then they'll look at the winner of that and get on their game. Get on their game. Fight with Andy Cruz should keep marinating, says Keyshawn Davis. I'm not surprised he said that. How much times did he beat Keyshawn as an amateur? About 4 or 5. Keyshawn will let that marinate for as long as possible, bro. You know what I mean? Until every part of the marinade is soaked into the meat. Yeah. Yeah. Marinate that one, Keyshawn. Keyshawn marinating. What's up? Ulix, what's up? What's up? Ulix Games, Bruce Gas, Toby Bartlett, Saeed, Smith and West, Raymond Hells. Kanye and his wife reportedly split, planned divorce. Oh, dear. I don't even follow Kanye no more. It's just like, it's just a bit too much. Just a bit too much. Wow, they're still bringing up that sparring session from Spadafora and Mayweather. How much years later? 1999. Flipping hell. Some people like you know what that is? That's just pure hatred to bring up a sparring session from 26 years ago, where Paul got a few punches in and done well. It's still showing it. You people, whoa, that's mad. That's crazy. Still talking about that session. That's how desperate they were to see Floyd lose, man. Wow. Crazy. Yeah. Ulix, the businessman does not want Andy Cruz to affect his business. Yeah, 100. 100. You know what I mean? He's going to struggle to get Keyshawn and Tank in that ring. You know what I mean? No matter what eliminators he wins. Wow. Crazy. Right. What else? What else? What other stories are we going to cover? Jamie Moore praying Catwall isn't robbed of his moment by Teofimo Lopez. What does that mean exactly? Carol Chuli was denied the undisputed welterweight championship in 2022 when he fought Josh Taylor. Yeah, we all know that. He's avenged the loss since. It's controversial, the first one. Okay, he could be elevated to full champion. 1 sec. Okay, seems that Lopez has no plans of defending his title against the winner of Saturday's bout. He's more interested in moving up to 147, meaning Cattle, in the event of victory, would be elevated to full champion again, denying him as the new moment. That's no. What is it now? I mean, whether they announce it in the ring or in the office, it doesn't matter, or by email. I mean, first of all, you got to beat Barboza as well. I mean, you're thinking way, way too ahead right now. Focus on Barboza. Big up Guzzy. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, Barboza hasn't looked that impressive, and I don't think a lot of people outside Golden Boy think that he's got a chance. That's when it could be dangerous, man. That's when it could always be dangerous. When someone's just getting written off a little too much, that's when it could be dangerous. Oh no, what's this? Kendrick Lamar wearing dresses? Is that what they're saying? Yeah, Kendrick. That what he's doing? Anyway, who cares? Wear your dress, kid. Wear your dress. It's that type of era, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? So give me 2 seconds, people. Be back in a minute. Oh, Jared Anderson. I don't know much about his opponent. I saw Berinchyk push Keyshawn. Keyshawn, he was, but if Keyshawn is like thrown off his game because Berinchyk pushed him and the package he received, whether that comes from TO or Team Berinchyk, it could be a bad night, man. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to give Jared anything too stiff. You know what I mean? That's why we don't know much about the opponent. This will just be a confidence booster. Bruce Gas says he tends to favor heavyweight action. Okay. Looking forward to seeing Big Baby Anderson return after getting knocked the F out, says Bruce. By Big Martin Bacoli. Yeah, it seems to be some kind of soap opera with them top rank cards in New York as well. Like, remember what happened to Sandy Ryan? Yeah. Mario Callias, 12 wins with 3 losses, 10 inside the distance. Well, surely Anderson must be expected to win that one. Like, there shouldn't be no slip ups with that. You know what I mean? Shouldn't be no slip ups. question is like, what happens when he next steps up? You know what I mean? Big question. They might have to keep him at that level for a few fights to get his confidence back, man. Because it was a bad beating, wasn't it? It was a bad beating. Ulick says, Anderson looking for an exit plan. He didn't look good against Charles Martin, says Bruce. Yeah, it was a tough 10-rounder. Like, Charles Martin looked pretty good in patches. You know what I mean? Like, Keyshawn, like, not Keyshawn, like, Anderson, phew, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe America has to look elsewhere for the next potential champion at heavyweight. Maybe they have to look elsewhere. I'm not sure if Anderson's the guy. Really not sure. He had some good moments against Piccoli, but he caught the hands, man. He caught the hands. He did catch the fade. He caught the fade, bro. You know what I mean? You caught the fade, son. 35 new posts on Twitter. Anything exciting to talk about? Anything exciting to talk about? Right. Kathy Dennis. I know that name. British girl, isn't it? Singer, yeah. What's the song? Oh, that's a little while back before when she was doing anything, kind of. Ulick says, Anderson said he didn't want to look for titles, just the cash. Well, he got the cash against Piccoli. Bob Arum didn't want him to take the fight. And the matchmaking team, they didn't want him to take the fight, but he was offered a number of opponents and he picked Piccoli because that fight had the biggest price tag attached to it. You know what I mean? So he wants to get the cash and get out. And can't be mad at that. Can't be mad. But at the same time, it suggests that he could limit his growth. He could stunt his growth by taking fights he's not ready for. You know what I'm saying? You certainly don't need to be doing that. What would be a good fight for Jared Anderson? Because I'm assuming he's going to beat this guy tonight. Right, what else you got on Twitter? What is this? Javante says that he's already made a promise to Al Hayden that he's done with boxing, competing wise. He wants to focus on himself as a human and being there for his kids. Huh? Can't be mad at that. Liam Cameron, this ends the debate. It's called a bread cake or a tea cake. We all know now it's a bread cake. He pulled me. Come on, man. We'll see, April. We'll see. Javante Davis, he said his biggest fear is being embarrassed, especially in front of all these people worldwide. You become a meme for decades. I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to go out and get my butt kicked. I can't. It's just my pride. He's not going to win. You better be ready, Lamont. Well, I understand the sentiment of that statement. But, that's why he turned down 20 mil not to fight Devin. And Devin's not even a big puncher. He's petrified of losing. I mean, he just said it himself, didn't he? Just said it himself. He's petrified of losing. That's sad. That's pretty sad. Because of the memes and the reaction of social media, that's what's happened to boxing, though. Arnold Barboza was saying how much face-offs does he have to do with Jack Catterall, and there's a lot more media obligations attached to a fighter who's world ranked who's got a strap. There's much more media obligations attached to their obligation. I mean, to just being a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Interviews, face-offs, press conferences. No boxer wants to lose or get embarrassed. But the whole point is taking the challenge if you want to be great. You know what I mean? Wow. That's scary that he actually came out and said that in the interview. It really is. It's actually pretty scary. Wow. Ulick says, hence he ain't taking fights that are 50-50, I guess. 100%. 100%. The fear of it going wrong. See, did you see how paranoid he was? See how paranoid Devin is Turkey's guy. They're going to give him the decision. That's why he didn't take the fight. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. Wow. American boxing is in a bad place, man. Most British boxers, most of them, in fact, there's not a British boxer probably as talented as Tank Davis right now. They probably ain't active. But none of them would come out and say that. I don't think there's one who would cut, and it's not just Britain. I don't think there's no boxers in other countries who would come out and say something like that. Like, why would you come out and say that? Wow. Daniel Dubois, amazing gymnastic skills. The zone on the ground. Frank's settling in the zone right now. Frank got his feet firmly on the ground at the zone, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, good. That's what it's all about. Canelo has no loyalty, says Eddie Hearn. I have to watch that one later. He agrees with Oscar De La Hoya on the clapback. But Canelo's about the bag, bro. Canelo, you show Canelo the bag, and you get a fight. Everyone's saying the same thing, so he admits he's scared of fighting the best, laughing out loud. watch just like clockwork. His fanboys are going to deflect and make excuses like the DICK riders they are. Mr. Seagreen, he's answering all our questions. He doesn't want them. He doesn't want the 50-50s. Yeah, like several people. Somebody said the most authentic boxer. Wow. He certainly ain't gonna fight Andy Cruz. He's not gonna go nowhere near Andy Cruz. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, 1 sec. Just want to see something at 135. To do that, I've got to pull up the rankings page. One sec. So, Andy Cruz is in line to fight Shakur Stevenson. Because William Cepeda, rather than take his fight against Shakur Stevenson, he's fighting Tevin Farmer, who's ranked. Actually, they've elevated. You see the politics there. You see what's happened, right? Tevin Farmer lost to William Cepeda and has been elevated to number 2. You know what that is, yeah? You know what that's all about? That's because Tevin kicked up a stink about the lack of testing pre and post fight. He kicked up a stink. And to appease Tevin, Cepeda had to give him a rematch. And they had to, elevate him up the rankings to appease that situation without actually addressing the testing. Yeah. That's serious. That is serious. Andy Cruz is ranked number 3 with the IBF, the Lomachenko's belt. The number 1 spot is vacant. Zwar Abdulev is at number 2. Andy Cruz is ranked at number 3 for Gervonta Davis's WBA belt, but Floyd Schofield is fighting Shakur Stevenson next week. So he's right in line to fight Tank. He's just waiting to be called as the mandatory. Yeah. So he's ranked number 3 he's ranked number 3 in the IBF and the WBA and number 1 with the WBC. And in the IBF and WBA, both number 1 spots are vacated. So he's basically number 2. He is breathing down the necks of all of them. Thankfully, the WBO have got him at number 15, and that suits Keyshawn just fine, bruh. That suits him just fine. He don't want no part of Andy Cruz. No part of it. Wow. Tank. I should call him W. Instead of take the T off and put a W there, innit? Take off the T and put that W there. Get your true name. Yeah. What's up, Case K? El Selector, Finance and Lifestyle Show. He says, Tevin Farmer won that fight. Tevin was robbed. Tevin had Cepeda on the deck, boy. Yeah, I mean, light punching Tevin had him on the canvas. He was piecing up Cepeda. But in all truth, yeah, Cepeda threw so much punches. Yeah, Tevin better quality, but Cepeda threw so many punches, which leads to the suspicion of the lack of pre and post fight testing. He threw so many punches, and he won't take that Shakur Stevenson fight. There's something dodgy going on there. Yeah, there's something dodgy going on there, and I ain't accusing him of anything, but I'm putting the receipts together, and there's something dodgy going on. Yeah, something dodgy going on, brethren. Dr. Wolf tickets. They're both enrolled in VADA for the rematch, which should be interesting. They were enrolled in VADA for the first fight. If we're talking about Tevin and Cepeda, they were enrolled first time around, but there was just no testing. It's like David Morrell in Minneapolis. Yeah, two of his opponents, when he was defending that baby strap he had with the WBA, two of his opponents complained about the same thing. No testing pre-fight, no testing post-fight. And they were asking for where's the testing? No test. And whether you've got a baby strap or a full strap with a WBA, you are supposed to comply with testing for them title fights. No testing. And most of his fights have been in, is it Minnesota? Yeah. Dodgy. Case K, William Cepeda fighting a guy he already beat. Yeah, it's crazy. Case K, he thinks Farmer beat him as well. It was close. It was close. Uncertainty principle. All the best sportsmen are willing to embrace uncertainty. There has to be jeopardy to reach greatness. What got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there. Okay. Case K, do I think Tank will fight Cepeda? Yeah, of course, because he's easy to hit. But then again, I don't know. It's hard to say with Tank, man. Will Cepeda fight Tank? What's he playing at? Is he waiting for all the stuff that he's been taking over the years to cycle out? Ronnie, it's debatable. Stay away from good pure boxers in their prime. For example, Shakur. Yeah, it looks like it. Or even that, or recycling off. Case K says, yes, it's fishy. Who are we talking about? Cepeda? Fishy? Yeah, it's fishy. That's the guy. That's the guy, Case K. Senna Agbeko. And there was another guy who complained. Yeah, there's two of them. There's two of them who complained. Senna Agbeko and the other guy. Yeah. Nah, it's not that he wasn't enrolled. There just was no testing done. No testing pre or post fight, Dr. Wolf. None at all. Yeah. None at all. And none of the major outlets picked up the story. None of them. None of them picked it up. None of them picked it up. Tell you what, see the media and the press, like, true, they're very powerful. They're more powerful than governments. Yeah, I'm telling you that now. Case Senna Agbeko complained about the drug testing with Morrell a few times. Yeah, he did. Mill City covered it. I think, was it Mill City? One of them channels covered it, yeah. Ronnie, if Cepeda's punch output isn't crazy high, we'll know why. Kind of like what happened to Big Baby Miller. Big Pharmacy Miller, yeah? Big Pharmacy. Okay. Stories. The relevant stories. Andy Lee is training Ben Whittaker for the Liam Cameron rematch. Let's take a look at what the poll is saying at this stage. We'll get onto this Andy Lee story in a minute. Andy Lee. How come he ain't got a training in place already? He spent all that time from last year hiding from the camera, and like you're only getting a trainer now when you're in training for a fight. Should have had a trainer from last year. Where was the Bivol Buterbia fight? That was ages ago. It was a long time back now. Okay, press the wrong thing. Hopefully that poll's hit a decent number so we can get a better reflection. My computer, my laptop is Joe Joycing. It's Joe Joycing. Buffering. It's delaying. The commands are working on delay. Big up, Joe. All right, it's not having it, people. It says, no, I'm not letting you. It's not having it. Not having it, people. It's nah. What's that? All right, 269 votes. That's not too bad. I was hoping for more. 269. Present. Did Jarrell Miller, he missed out on that bag last week, didn't he? He should have been fighting instead of Otto Wallin. But Dimitri Salita has obviously got that matching right, and he wanted a fortune. He wanted a fortune out of Miller's purse. He had to pass up on the fight. He was gutted. He probably like, I tell you what, man. Dimitri better not be somewhere where nobody can stop Miller getting at him. It might be serious trouble, man. It might be serious trouble. I'm telling you, I'm not even joking. That could be serious trouble. Wow. That'd have been a nice bag for him. He would. I tell you what, he would have stood a way better chance than what's his face, Otto Wallin. Yeah, Otto no come and punch. Throw some punches at Otto. That's what I wanted. Ben Whittaker. Stop Joe Joycing, man. My laptop's got CTEs, bro. You know what I mean? My laptop got the CTEs. What's up with the CTE, son? Most of all, all right, so I think I finally got it now. Right. 269 votes. Who wins? Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. April the 20th. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. Only 47% believe that Ben Whittaker can win. Liam Cameron 53 in front. Wow. So what's caused that? Why are they writing off Ben Whittaker like that? Let's see what the comment section is saying. Okay, he didn't win, but Anthony McEnany says, I think that Cameron made the most of this accident and will be punished for it in the rematch. Dirty boxing habits. He said, Ben is getting stopped between 7 and 9. You heard it here first. Ben gassed in the last fight. His punches were having no effect. And he did land big on Liam. Ben's a 3-round fighter. I hope he proves me wrong, which will be a waste of Olympic talent, because how can you come back from it so early after the hype without the hype? Yes, but nah, man, I think this is it, Beats. Guzzy, he says, I think Ben has the skills to adjust in the second fight. Peter Montgomery, not being funny, but they have to show more of a high level for me to actually care. Unless Whittaker wins by stoppage early in an absolute mismatch, then I don't really see him ever being world level. That comment is crazy. It's a crazy comment. I mean, Liam Cameron has had nearly 3 times the amount of fights that Ben Whittaker has had. And he's never been on the canvas and he's never been stopped. But you're saying, unless he stops him early, then he's done. That's absolutely crazy. Liam Cameron ain't there to get bowled over like that. If you can show me where he showed the fragility around his chin or his stamina has come into play, because against Lyndon Arthur, he took some hard shots, and at times it looked like he was going to collapse, but he took the shots and walked through them and gave him a tough fight. Was it a split or a majority decision? Yeah. That's a crazy comment, man. Some people have too much expectations out of fighters, like what their potential is and what their ceiling is, or who they should fight. Like I'm hearing, like, do people realize, like, Moses Atoma, for instance, is a 20-year-old novice who hasn't had 12 or 13 fights, and they're saying Charles Martin would be an unacceptable opponent, a former IBF champion who's given some tough fighters good fights. He's held his own against world-ranked contenders like Anderson. It would be good at least to gauge how Moses does against Charles and compare it to what Anderson did. Or even like Otto Wallin. They say, oh, it'd be a terrible fight for Moses. Isn't this the guy who took a 2-time heavyweight champion the distance and busted his eye? The only other person to stop him was Anthony Joshua. You guys are saying it's a poor fight. There's no way you can be serious about talking boxing. You know what I mean? And even against Chisora, yeah, he lost the fight. Did you see the state of Chisora's face? And they're saying this isn't a good fight. Who do they think, like, of the legends? Who were the legends fighting at this stage? Do you think they were like fighting other legends when they had 11 fights? Like Otto Wallin and if they were his Moses' next 2 fights, perfectly acceptable, good fights. Perfectly acceptable. At this stage here, if Moses was fighting for the English title. No one could say anything, right? Or even the Southern Area title. No one could say anything. These guys have been on the world stage. How else are young fighters going to get the experience unless they've fought other people who have extensive resumes, whether they've got more wins or losses, but they've been fighting world-class opponents and tough opponents? It's a perfectly good fight. Yo, if he can blow him out quicker than AJ, then yo, that's a great result. And if he gets him out of there in 7, it takes a little longer than what AJ, it's still a good result. But, you know, that's boxing. Who are they expecting him to fight next? You expect him to fight some of the dangerous contenders like Caballero and Bacoli when there's no belt on the line? Doesn't make sense. That's crazy with 11 fights. Jewel, 1982, says Ben will absolutely destroy him. And those who don't like Ben will find a new potential opponent to attach their fandom to. Hilarious that people think Cameron is going to dominate when he wasn't even winning the first fight. Those people genuinely don't think Ben, a prospect, could improve. Well, was Ben winning the first fight? Johnny Nelson thought he was. I'm not sure if he was. I'm not sure if he was winning the first fight. Ulix, Ben tried to be dismissive of what happened so people see it as he is not that guy. Ben doesn't seem to have any pop, says Ulix, and Liam just keeps on coming. Yeah, yeah, Liam said it at the presser that he can't punch. He told Ben he can't punch. Yeah, which was interesting. I want to see Pat. You know what fight I want to see on the undercard of Catterall Barboza is Pat McCormack versus the Scouser, Robbie Davis. That's a good step up because McCormack hasn't had that much fights, man. Should be a good step up. Like Robbie Davis has had some tough fights, so to see how he does against that level will be a good gauge. It'll be a good gauge. Andy Lee entrusted with training Ben Whittaker. Hmm. Yeah, I can see it. So he's not with Sugar Hill no more, Joby Clayton. Ben Whittaker's setup has been inconsistent for his 9-fight professional career. Yeah, I guess that is an issue. Nine fights, and he's just running through trainers. He's inactive. Okay. Andy Lee, who worked with Emmanuel Stewart for Tyson Fury. He was already trained under the guidance of Lee. Okay, is Ben Whittaker willing? He's willing to relocate to prepare for Cameron out of Dublin. He's going to Ireland. That's good. That's good. Yeah, get away from home. That's good. I like that. I like that. And obviously, Andy Lee's going to be in Joseph Parker's corner next week when he takes on Daniel Dubois. So Andy Lee's trying to establish himself as one of the top trainers. So good. Jam down. He says, salute my elder. Yeah, big up, jam down. I mean, big up, big up, big up. LT, Lee Wood has signed with Frank Warren. I believe he has, yeah. LT Ben Whittaker on his third trainer. Yeah, he's running through them, man. He's running through them. LT says, Andy Lee building a stable. He's coming up. He's coming up, man. He's coming up. He's coming up. Okay, we've hit that hour mark. Which is a good exit point, people. Wizard sleeve. How big a T-O Essa T-O-Essa is Whittaker? I don't dislike Whittaker. I don't dislike him. You know what I mean? Yeah, like he's a bit cocky. I don't dislike him. I don't think he's gonna go on to be a great champion or anything. I don't dislike him like that. But I think he does wind people up. Obviously, like people get very wound up. They get very wound up when he pops up. Like I said, LT, he says people are sleeping on Berinchyk. I'm not. I'm telling you that, LT. I'm not sleeping in here. He can fight. He can fight, man. Don't worry about that. Berinchyk can definitely fight. So that should be interesting. That should be an interesting fight. All right, people. Probably be with you for Catterall and Barbosa tomorrow. Peace.